As well, I am starting on my first soup. This is what we're going to be making, you guys. I bought a whole chicken and I've got it in some water now. I rinsed it and then now I've got it in some water. I'm going to add 2 Knorr chicken bouillon cubes and 2 bay leaves just to boil inside of there, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get that in there and get this to boiling. So that chicken I boiled for 1 hour. Now I leave the juice. I save that juice from it, and I'm gonna add a little bit more water. But I have the whole chicken in here, and I got it to cool down because I'm gonna peel it all off the bone. Now I'm not gonna put the whole chicken in one thing of soup, but I'm gonna use at least half of that chicken. And what we're gonna add to that, we're gonna add some celery, some onion, some mushrooms, and some cabbage. That's all gonna go into my soup. You want to add these things so it makes it more of a hearty soup. You know, because if there's nothing in it, you know, it's not good. But it's going to be a delicious soup, you guys. And I did not get carrots because, you know, carrots do contain a lot more sugar in them. But if you wanted to, you could probably put 1 or 2 small carrots in there if you really wanted to have carrots in there, because you're not going to eat them all at one time. You know what I mean? So you could have some of that in there, but it just depends on how strict on the keto you're being right now. So without further ado, let's bring you on down here so you can see us chopping up these veggies. All right, so I took 2 celery stalks here. I'm just going to pull these off here, but I'm going to
Here's something I found on reference.com. The strings in a celery stalk are kind of tissue made up of
Alexa, turn off. Why did she start talking? See, she does weird stuff sometimes because she started talking in the middle of the night one time and it scared me. All right, let's just chop these up. And you know, I like them a little bit chunky. I don't want them too small because then they get a little soggy. And I tell you what, I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love celery in a soup. Okay, and now I've got this turned, oh, well, I forgot to turn it on. So I got this turned on high because I want that to start boiling so I can put my veggies in there. And what I'm saying is the soup over here. Let me take you over here, see? This is what I had left over. So I'm leaving that. And it's going to have the grease and everything in there from the skin, but the fat is okay for you, and the fat gives it so much flavor, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put the top on this so it starts to boil. I am going to add probably about 16 ounces more of water. Actually, I'm going to go with 32 because I'm going to do this twice because I like to have some juice in there. And plus, when you're boiling it, a lot of the water dissipates. Okay, so now we have this cut here. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut a little bit of a white onion. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to use half of the onion because I have something else I'm going to use the other half for at another time. And I'm just going to give it, you know, I'm just going to cut it into little pieces like this. I don't want it real small. I like, because the onion get real soft in the soup. So that's it. Just a rough chop. See, there you go. Okay, now I'm going to get some of this cabbage that I had left over from before. I needed to use it, so I figured why not put it in the soup. Cut off that outer layer there. I don't need any of that. And cabbage is good for you. I don't know if any of you if you're my age or anything like that, you've been close to it. Remember back in the day, the cabbage soup diet everybody went on? So cabbage is good for you. So there's that. So we've got our celery. We've got some white onion. And we've got some cabbage. Now this, you guys, you put as much or as little as you like, or don't put any of it at all, and just have chicken in the soup. And, well, you gotta have something in there. I was gonna say, because back in the day, I used to add little pastinis, but that's pasta, so you can't have that in there. Or even egg noodles. Make a chicken noodle soup. And it was delicious. But since we're not doing that, we're adding all these amazing vegetables. And that's what's going to be good. Let's see. So I took about 6 of these mushrooms and I'm going to cut them into thirds like that. But this is basically, this is it. This is all I'm going to put in our soup. I mean, that's all we need. And then that chicken, oh, it's going to be so good, you guys. And remember, the soup was boiled with 2 Knorr chicken bouillon cubes and 2 bay leaves. Take the bay leaves out because you don't want anybody eating one of those. And I'm going to save my onion, the rest of the mushrooms for another recipe that I'm going to have. But this is basically it for your chicken soup. This is going to be so good. And all we're going to do is once that water starts boiling, we're going to pop it in there. We're going to let these cook probably about 20, 25 minutes, until they're tender enough for you. And then we're going to add the chicken to it. And then we're going to add some other spices. I'm not going to tell you what those other spices are yet. I'm going to wait and tell you when we're ready to do it. So hang in there. When the water starts boiling, I'll bring you guys back. Waiting for the water to boil, I went ahead and started pulling some of this chicken off. So you're just going to rip it apart into pieces. Make sure you have it in some bite-sized pieces, okay? And I'm putting some white and dark meat in there because I love dark meat. It's so much juicier. I am going to take the skin off, though. I'm not going to add the skin into my water or my soup. I don't want that in there. If you like it in there, then you put it in there. That is completely up to you. Just make sure you don't get any bones in there. If you don't want to do it this way, buy a rotisserie chicken that's already cooked for you. That's completely up to you. See, I got to go back here now because I want some of this dark meat. Get some meat in there. Make it a hearty soup, you guys. That's what makes it so enjoyable, is when you've got some substance to eat, How do you say the word sustenance, or however they say it? But just be careful, of your bones. Don't get any bones in there if you're doing it this way. If you don't want to do a whole chicken, you can buy chicken thighs or chicken breasts or whatever and boil those. It's up to you however you want to do it. I love using the whole chicken because I actually eat some of the chicken without putting it in the soup. So I love just boiled chicken. When you season it with the Knorr bouillon cubes and stuff and it boils in there, it has such a great flavor, and I eat it just plain like that. I love it. Always have. I may end up putting all this chicken in there because I ate some of it last night after it got done boiling, but I couldn't continue with the recipe because I needed for the juice to cool down for me because it was getting kind of late and I didn't want to cook it all last night. And I was so exhausted, you guys, from getting out there. My garage is so clean right now. Oh my gosh. So I'm hoping that the stuff that I got out I can sell in the garage sale today. That'll be awesome. It's going to be so hot today too. Oh. And next week we have a cool front coming in. I think the high is supposed to be like 75, 76. That's going to be amazing. Too bad it's not this weekend when they have the community garage sale though. Good Lord. We're going to go out there and fight all these people though, because they come in here. It doesn't matter how low you have it priced, they want it lower. But that's okay. I don't want to get rid of it. wish you guys could see my dogs sitting over here next to me. I mean, they know when I'm cutting some chicken up. They smell it, and they're all over here waiting for something to fall. And yes, I will give them a little bit. So with the weather starting to cool down, you guys, we're going to make some good keto soups, okay? So I hope you're ready for that. Because when it's cold out, I love, love, love soups. So the summertime, you know how much I love my grill. Well, in the wintertime, I love my soups. Boiling, you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and add these vegetables. Sorry for the dog. Somebody came to my door. Because my neighbor's we're gonna do the garage sale together, so she's dropping some stuff off. So she came to the door and he just went crazy. Okay, now I've got that in there, and what I'm gonna add to this right now, some good old oregano. Oregano makes chicken soup. Okay, you can see that that's at a rapid boil. I turned it down a little bit, and I am going to half cover it so the vegetables can get, tender. I'm going to continue taking the chicken off of the bone here, and then when I'm ready to put it in, I'll bring you guys back. I have everything, the vegetables in here still boiling or whatever. I put in the oregano, and I just put it all over the top. I don't measure anything, but if I had to say, I probably put about a good tablespoon and a half is what I put in there. But what I'm going to go ahead and do right now is I'm going to, before I add my chicken and everything else, I'm just going to go ahead, stir this, and I'm just going to take a sip of the juice, because I want to know at this point, do I need to add any more, any kind of seasonings like salt or anything like that? I am going to add a little bit of garlic powder in just a few minutes, but I want to taste it this way before I add that. It's got a very good flavor, but I am going to add a little bit more salt since I did add the extra water in here. And we're going to be adding the chicken back in there too, so we need to make sure we have the salt in there for that, okay? And always just add a little bit at a time. Let everything cook through a few minutes and then taste it again. Just make sure that you have a good enough salty juice base before you add your chicken and stuff. Because see, that salt has to flavor your vegetables and everything as well. So that's why we want to make sure that it has a good salty flavor at this point. I'm going to add just a tad more. I know it seems like I'm putting a lot, but this spoon's not really that much. So I've probably added all together in here now, probably about a tablespoon more of salt. But this pot is, it's like 3/4 of the way full of water and juice. That's all I'm going to add now, because I think that's going to be plenty, because when I serve my soup, I serve it with a little bit of grated Parmesan cheese. All right, let's let that, I've got about 15 more minutes of letting that cook before I add the chicken. So let's go ahead and let that simmer. And then, well, I've let that boil long enough, and I'm going to go ahead and add my chicken into the soup and just drop it down in there. So I'm not going to use all of it. I'm going to save some of that. You know what? I'll make some chicken salad sandwiches on cloud bread, or just make some chicken salad for the side, you know. I think I've got plenty in there. Add a little bit more. I do like a lot of chicken in mine, because that's what's going to fill you up, right? So let me bring you over here so you can see it. And then I'm going to bring that to a slight boil and let that boil for just a few minutes. Probably like 5-10 minutes. And then I'm going to set it to the side, and then it's ready to eat. And so when I'm ready to, after it boils for the 10 minutes here, then I'll go ahead and I'll get a bowl of it. I'm going to show you how I dress it, everything that I do. So I'll see you soon. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and make a bowl of our soup. I'm going to take my cup bowl that I love to use. It says, "A house is not a home without paws." And we're going to I just sprinkle some grated Parmesan at the bottom, as much or as little as you like. I love Parmesan cheese, especially in my soups. Going to get our little, what do you call it? I forget. Ladle. It smells so good, you guys. It's amazing. Look at all the chicken and vegetables. Don't forget to get that juice in there. And we're going to take our spoon and stir up that cheese from the bottom. Get it all incorporated in there, you guys. And yes, it is hot outside, but I am inside. I'm a little bit sweaty right now because I was out there getting some of that garage sale stuff done. All right, time to taste test. It's got the cabbage, the onions, the celery. Oh my gosh, it's so good, you guys. This is so good. I absolutely love homemade chicken soup. That's really good, you guys. And any of you that live up north, and it's already probably getting really cold. Some states have snow already. Not here in Texas. But to snuggle up with a nice movie on and a bowl of this soup, you are going to have the best meal ever. I hope you try this soup. It is so delicious. It's so comforting. It's so good. Like I said, and I'm inside in the nice air-conditioned house, so I can go ahead and eat this inside. I am loving every minute of it. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Thank you again for coming to my channel and watching. I hope you try it. I hope you love it as much as I do. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell so you're always notified when I make one of these delicious keto-friendly meals. And now that the winter is coming, we're going to be making some keto-friendly soups. All right, guys, don't forget to comment, share, and like the video. And I will see you guys soon. I'm going to go enjoy my soup while it's still nice and hot. Y'all have a good night. I'll see you soon.